been a while since I unboxed a new fragrance or honestly made any sort of fragrance content, but today we're back to that with fragrance from Haramain, Amber Oud Black Edition, full 100 ml. This was a Christmas gift, which is why I have it right now. And to be honest, I actually have not bought a new fragrance, I don't think, at all this year. You know, trying to reduce consumerism, so this is probably my first one in a while. Anyway, package looks great. You know, I did not expect it to be this big. I guess makes sense since it's 100 ml, but it's like full presentation. You know, this is like a case for it, like not just a box, but an actual case. It opens up this way, like you know, like a clamshell, I think, something like that, and then the fragrance is revealed inside. We'll get into that in a second, though. So let me just do the moment of honors, peel the cellophane off. I always love this. Well, it's pretty tough. I need a new camera stand all the time, so think about getting one. There is the box. Wow, so shiny. Nice. That's like an actual hard material. That might actually be brushed aluminum or something. Maybe not. I'll open it up. And there it is, silica gel. I think I'll eat that later. Wow, that is a heavy bottle. Oh my gosh, super heavy. That's real, I think anodized aluminum or something like that. On the front says Haramain Amber Oud Black Edition. The bottle size, it's just sort of a black, I think, black stained bottle. You know, it's the liquid itself isn't black probably, but the glass is stained black or like this really deep blue to match it, so that's cool. Yeah, I guess we'll just give it a spray real quick, see how well it shoots, see what it smells like. Allegedly this is a clone of Fucking Fabulous, or Double F, I like to call it for you know, politically correct reasons, or just polite reasons. Double F by Tom Ford. We'll see how accurate that is. So 1, 2. Oh, that is a nice atomizer. Wow. Okay, I can smell it already. That was a lot. That was a bit more than I expected first go. It's weird, it looks like a little hair right there. Anyway, a bit more than I expected first go. It's definitely very deep. I can see where they would get the inspiration from, like Double F by Tom Ford, right? Fucking Fabulous. It does sort of smell like that, but it also kind of doesn't. This, I think, is it's a little bit more ambery. It leans more amber, like the name suggests, as opposed to Fabulous by Tom Ford, which is a lot more dry. I mean, Fucking Fabulous is definitely more, I would say it has a lot of vetiver in it as well. It's like, it does have a lot of amber, but also has a lot of vetiver, some vanilla and tonka combination going on in there. This, I don't get a whole lot, at least yet, it's still developing. I don't get a whole lot of vanilla and tonka. It's mostly amber. Maybe a little bit of vetiver, but not a lot. It's not quite as dry. And it doesn't quite have the same level of almond. Like, you know, that's the main thing that that makes Fucking Fabulous is the almond note in there. Has a really photorealistic bitter almond. This does not have that. This smells a little bit more like Prada Black, honestly, but it's not a clone of that either. This one's kind of stumping me. I think maybe it's not a direct inspired by, but it's sort of like a loose inspired by of Fucking Fabulous and maybe a couple other fragrances. So I'll let it develop a bit more and then I'll get back to you with my thoughts. Okay, so after sitting with this for a few minutes, I can tell you it definitely bears more of a resemblance to Fucking Fabulous than I originally thought. Right, because as it dried down, I got way more of the leather. I didn't really detect much leather at all at first. It was mostly just sort of fresh and aromatic. There's a little bit in there, but now that it's dry, like, leather is like the prominent note, or at least it's one of the prominent notes in here that I get the most of. Which gives it a bit of a both aromatic and also animalic sort of feel, which is cool. Also, I do get a little bit of bitter almond, it seems like. Could be something else, but it smells a little bit like the bitter almond that is in Fabulous by Tom Ford, just not quite as strong. As well as the vetiver in the base. That nice dryness, that like, you know, that dry base that Fabulous is known for with that vetiver. That's also in here. And yeah, it does smell a decent amount like it, but it's 100% not a clone. There are a few things that set it apart. Like, first of all, this is more spicy. This has cardamom in it, I believe. Cardamom, I'll put the notes on the screen, but it has cardamom in the opening, I think, or in the mid. And I can smell that here. All the way dried down, I can still smell the spice from that. Fabulous does not have cardamom. Fabulous is not a spicy fragrance. Fabulous is a more powdery leather fragrance. This is a more spicy leather fragrance, and this also has more amber. Fabulous has more vanilla tonka going on. So definitely different scents, but they sort of go in the same direction in terms of vibe. Yeah, so I can definitely see the inspiration from Fabulous. I'm not sure what else it would be inspired by. I think really at this point it's kind of just doing its own thing. I like it though. It smells very formal, very, very masculine as well. This is more masculine leaning than fucking Fabulous in my opinion. In my opinion, Fabulous by Tom Ford definitely is unisex. It's incredibly unisex. It's like right down the middle. This is pretty heavily leaning masculine. It's not hyper masculine. It's not like Sauvage or like something like, oh, that smells like a guy, but it's like, it definitely smells more male than female. I think a woman could pull it off, but it's a bit, just because of that somewhat astringent leather and like the heavy spice, I would say it does lean more manly. Yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts on it so far. Really impressed by it, by the way. I think Haramain, really most of these Arabic fragrances, Middle Eastern fragrances, you can't, in terms of quality for the price, you can't beat a lot of them. And I think this one is no exception to that. This actually is a really good example of not being able to beat quality for price, because I think you can get this fragrance for somewhere between 40 and 50 for the whole 100 ml. Maybe not for the whole 100, but it's not very expensive, and it smells like it punches way above its weight in terms of scent profile. And in terms of how expensive it smells, because this does, like I said, it smells like on par with designers, even some niche. Like, it smells, if someone told me this was like Tom Ford, I would believe them, right? It smells that high quality. Well, okay, it maybe doesn't quite smell as high quality as Fabulous. Fabulous is kind of in its own league, even within Tom Ford, but it smells amazing. You take my word for it. I would say if you're the type of guy that's definitely into like more aromatic, amber heavy scents, this would be a great pickup for you. Also, if you just want something that smells a little bit exotic, this would also be a good pickup. I think for the price, you really can't go wrong. And those are my thoughts on Haramain Amber Oud Black Edition. Probably one of the best in the line, although I haven't smelled any of the others in the line, but I'll get around to that someday. Y'all take care of yourselves.